was cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old, we must away ere break of day to find our long forgotten gold. The pines were roaring on the height, the winds were moaning in the night, the fire was red, it flaming spread, the trees like torches blazed with light.
Welcome to GMD Online live stream, another session of Savage Worlds. This will be session 7 of our Lord of the Rings game. We're down one player today. Due to gonorrhea, probably. We have with us, though, Griffo, Perrin, Lesser, Drogo, and Berenger. Give you an idea about the players. I'll go over their characters for you shortly, so you get an idea of like what the group consists of. Thank you, Spike. And what we're going to do is, if you want to know anything more about the past of the games, go to www.gmdonline.co.uk. On the front page, scroll down, you'll find loads of our MVPs, which will have a little bit of write-ups about previous sessions. Session 6 has a video recording of that episode, so you can watch that if you wish. Feel free to. But for this one, we've decided to go live as well as record it and put it onto our website to continue our sort of continuity of our new MVP design that we want to go for. So, as I said, we're down one player, hence why that way, I think. I'm not too sure. On my screen, it's all mirrored. We've got a gap under the player profiles showing now. So, who do we have in our group? We've got Griffo. Griffo is a hobbit from the Shire. Is in the old terms of Middle-earth, was an animist. So he's like a nature mage. We've got a bit of a heavy magic going on, which is not very Lord of the Ring-esque, but more D&D-esque. But we've allowed it for this one because Savage Worlds, it's a bit more punchy and a bit more pulp feel to it. Griffo and his cousin Drogo, which is a bit of a leaf addict. Also pretty good with his bow. We got Perrin, the dwarf warrior, Lesser, a tracker and an archer, Sindarian elf, and we got Berenger, one of the wild men Bjorning from the Wilderlands. There is normally Dullathana as well, which is one of the Noldor elf, one of the high elves of old, and he's a spellcaster. But he's not with us today, so his character's up in the inn room having a rest, so he'll be in sort of limbo. We normally add them on for extras, but we'll forgo that for this week. So, what we're going to do is we're going to dive back into our game so we can carry on for our live session. I hope you enjoy the game, and for the players, that we all forget they're on the live stream. There'll be a bit of swearing. Some of the topics may be offensive, but no offence is meant by it. And I'm just trying to find my actual quest where we left off. So you'll just see me scroll through loads of notes here. Right. Okay, yeah. So the last session, you all just had a bit of a bar fight and fought with Pendar and his gang. The guards came in, and Dawn of the Yellow Dawn Inn, the owner, the proprietor, sort of vouched for you, saying that you were, standing up for her because it was rather rude, even more rude than Berenger, to be honest. So and that's where we left it. So after that, you went back to resting in the inn, and the fires of the Yellow Dawn snaps and crackles, and it casts its hue over the ruined tap room. The patrons gather up tables and chairs, while Dawn brings over drinks and food. Captain Rathan Null says to you all, "You are to remain here while we investigate this disturbance. Any more trouble or complaints, and you will find yourselves beyond this gate." He does not wait to hear your reply, and he wheels about on his heels and leaves, dragging out Pendar and his gang. Casting your gaze about the room, you notice Lesser approach a hooded man in the corner. Dilithana recognizes as his brother, shakes his head and goes back to his hearty meal and his drink. So, Lesser, I think that's where we left it last session, was you and Berenger talking to the various people. So we'll kind of go over that to recap and then carry on. So you are currently sat across from Corel. As he pulls back his hood, showing his elven features. "I have been hunting orc for several weeks now. They have been seen in the wilds of the land, here in the Ungala. What brings you here, to Thuin Void?"
I travelled here specifically as part of a Wayenhosh, but I'm looking for signs of the Black Fang, who decimated my village whilst I was out on a hunting trip. Mayhap they come this way.
"The orc pack I hunt, they're led by a large Uruk. He strides across a large black warg. Maybe this is the Black Fang that you speak of."
Possible. Indeed. Vile creatures. Yes.
You say they massacred your people.
Yes, they massacred my people. The entire village decimated. While I was out on a hunting trip, I came back to chaos and disarray everywhere. No one was left alive. So I set out in search of the people who took down my village. And on the way, joined these fellows and part of a Wayenhosh to come here.
It saddens me to hear that such a thing has happened, and such a plight has happened to my kin. He reaches off and across the table, places his hand upon your arm. May you join me with a drink in their memory?
Yes, that would be accepted. Yes, a drink in their honour is indeed timely. I will join you.
He orders some drinks for himself and you, and in toasts, in memory of those long gone, who will not fade from our minds, but go up to join the stars. And he
Yes.
takes a swig.
Spirits join the stars forevermore.
From across the room, Berengar is scoffing into a leg of pork, the grease running through his beard. Takes a swig of drink and that pours down through his beard. And one of the local patrons of the inn walk over Berengar. Excuse me, but
What do you want?
I couldn't help overhearing you asking the good captain or even the barmaid there about an Elior? Or Alior?
Yes. Yes, it is a man who I am seeking. He may have some news about the death of my kin. What know you of him?
He licks his lips. Well, my cup is empty. Perhaps I could tell you a tale over a nice mead.
Yes, fair enough. I'll bring my beard out into my cup and hand it.
He looks at
There
it.
you go.
Well, I was
Cup,
kind
man.
of hoping that I'd have a drink in my own cup. My lips are a little bit chapped. You don't know what you might catch, sir. Do you know what I mean?
I
Perhaps
have no
you
idea
could-
what you mean. You either have information or you don't.
I do have information, but I am rather parched. But I would like my own drink.
Well, go get one then and come back and tell me your information.
He looks around the room. Make an intimidation check. Let's see if he's going to be intimidated by you. You have got a +2 because you have just beaten the shit out of the Pendar and his gang.
No worries. Oh, I haven't got some.
I know, guys. Just noticed that. I thought, oh, you ain't got it. Do you want to Benny that?
Yeah.
Oh, is he gonna pull it off? No.
Spit it out, man.
He says,
Starting to bore me with your prattle.
he looks down at his empty cup and pulls a chair over near him.
Then. And I'll shove that in his face.
He looks at it and it's got bits of your beard all round where you've been biting. He takes a little nibble. Oh, very kind of you, sir. I've heard of this name, Alior. A man who's wearing hood. Looked like one of these rangers out of Arnor. He had others with him, similarly dressed. 2 of them there were. And they called him Alior. He stayed here in this very inn.
How long was he here for?
He only stayed the night. I heard them speaking.
I'll order in some more drink and I'll offer him some as he's starting to speak.
Oh, he perks up. Oh, very kind of you, sir. And he takes a swig. Oh, that's better. My throat not so parched now. He says,
More meat, perhaps.
oh, no, I'm fine. He looks at your beard-covered meat. I'm okay with my meat. He says, they were heading to the Turthon. The beacon.
Turfon?
Yeah, the beacon out to the east. Across the snowdrifts there. and they've done this tracks.
Did he make mention of any war bands that they were tracking?
No, one of them said they thought they were getting close to the Kultirith.
I am not from these parts, as you can probably tell.
Maybe,
What is this cult?
Well, Kultirith. It sounds like they were a group of people they were talking about. The actual, I don't know. The Turthon, though, is a beacon. It's a place. One of the towers, just like here in Thurin Boyd. That tower out there. It's got its own little town at the base. Maybe they were heading there. That's right. They're off to see someone called Oswi Amrodan.
Osri Alamadan.
Amrodan. Oswi Amrodan. Hang on, let's see if I paste that into the chat channel. There we go. Turthon and someone called Oswi Amrodan. Nicole Tirith. Yeah, I'll just put that in there so you get the idea of the spelling, because I might not be saying it right. Won't be a first.
What is it with all these unpronounceable names you civilized folk come up with?
I don't know, but I wish sometimes they just use normal names. Even for us civilized folk, it can be very difficult.
Indeed. Well, you've helped me out there, little man, so let's have some more drinks. And I'll order another round.
You enjoy the night discussing tales about Alior and your triumphs. The rest of you drink up and eat throughout the night as well. What I'm going to do, actually, since Lesser and Berenger's just had their NPC moment, Drogo, Griffo and Perrin, you can have an interlude. Let's pull up a card. Oh. Diamonds, desires. So you three have got the comms. As you're looking into the fire, Drogo, your leaf gets to close to the empty in your pouch yet again. So you take one large draft of it, letting out a bluish cloud that emits out to hover in the rafters of the inn. You take a big, deep sigh. You can kick off the interlude.
Uncle, one of these days you're going to have to stop giving me grief about smoking too much. It doesn't impact anything. And look, I'm running low.
Is that my problem? You weed addict? You leaf addict?
But that's what we do.
Problem with that leaf, it makes you way too forgetful.
He says, Griffo says forgetfully.
I think it runs in the family, Uncle. I don't think it has anything to do with the leaf.
Yeah, you became too complacent.
Go ahead, Perrin.
So other than some more of your weed, what are you hoping to gain out of these adventures? What are you hoping, what are you looking for? Drogo.
Little fame, little fortune, which I know is, not normal for hobbits, but, there's a bigger world out there than just the Shire. Although, as I said, I do miss the leaf.
You might be able to pick up more as we go along. You'll never know. What about you, Griffin?
Wow.
Griffo just stares into the fires, not answering you, Perrin.
You started smoking this weed as well.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm actually looking for my brother Nogo.
You got more family.
Yes. He was supposed to be in this in Theum Boyd in this area.
I still could be. We've only been in here. Keep your nose clean. We'll be able to go out and have a look outside, see if you can find
Cool.
him. I know I would dearly love, at the end of this, to get my hands on Black Fang. He ransacked my village, killed everybody, and I hunted him and hunted him. And that's where I met Lessa. I came upon another village that he'd decimated him and his gang. That's where I met up with Lessa. We've been hunting him ever since. And that would be heaven, just to get my hands on him just for one night. That's all I want, one night.
Drogo and Griffo, you see the fires reflect in Perrin's eyes, almost as if you can see the towns burning, as Perrin describes the horrors of what he saw.
As Perrin would look, Perrin would definitely notice a tear coming from Griffo's eyes, hearing the decimation and the slaughters and so on of the towns.
There's no point in crying over it, laddie. It's all over and done. Revenge is what I'm wanting. Revenge for those who perished.
You take the last swig of your drink. Dawn comes around saying, "I'm closing up shop tonight, guys," she says, with a matted yellow hair and warts all over her face and blackened teeth. "Come on, out with yous that are not staying. I need locked doors." The locals then get up and leave as she bolts the door and starts dousing the lights. "I'll let the fire burn out. Good night, gentlemen. And ladies, that was a lovely song," she says to you, Lessa.
Good night, Dawn. Thank you for your hospitality, and you're welcome.
She goes to leave and turns to Berenger. "Thank you again, kind sir, for dealing with Penda and his unsavoury bunch."
Ah, I get your meaning. Show me to your room then. Let's get it over and done with.
"Oh," she says, no, like I already explained to you, I ain't that sort of lady," she says. Go ahead, Griffo.
Now, Berenger. We don't need to go and start this all over again.
This woman is clearly infatuated with me. I'm just trying to, what would you say? Seal the deal.
Lessa.
Berenger. We've spoken about this before. Just because your outlook on life is that simple doesn't mean everybody else's is. Leave the woman to go to her rest. She's a busy lady. She needs to sleep so she can make you breakfast in the morning.
Yes. Yeah, well, I suppose I don't want to break her before we are served our breakfast repast. Maybe tomorrow morning, then I'll be up bright and early to catch my meat.
Perrin.
Now, Berenger,
Oh, your comms went now. It might not be your comms. Hang on a second.
Perhaps some weed then, Griffo. My pipe is empty.
I actually gave the weed to the people when we last saved them from the trolls.
Right. Has anybody been disconnected from Fantasy Grounds at all?
reconnected again.
Nope.
No, okay. I've had a bit of a lag spike there, and I lost you all. But so 2 seconds. We need to go back live.